At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. So I got an email from a brother a few days ago, right? And he was saying, he's 29 years old, and he was upset because he said he's been pursuing his dreams for the last 5 to 6 years, and he can't get any traction, right? Now, the thing is this, guys. I don't claim to know everything on this planet. If you want to talk about the stock market, we can talk about the stock market, but I'm not the guy to be trying to train somebody on that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about, women and relationships. Now, I can talk about, female nature. I can talk about the Proverbs 5 woman and till the cows come home. But if you want to have a successful relationship and a healthy marriage, I'm not that guy that you should be coming to, right? But if you're on the bottom and your desire is to find the freedom in your life, guys, I challenge anybody on God's green earth on this, right? Dreams, goals, and why your life sucks.
Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you on based on whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
It bothers me when I hear people say, go out and pursue your dreams, right? Even successful people, because I know they mean well and I know they understand what they're talking about. But to the person that's in the dark on the subject, to pursue your dreams is screwing their minds up, right? See, when it comes to, I always talk about life and I always talk about balance. I always talk about polar opposites, right? See, when it comes to men and women, we understand that there are polar opposites. When I say North Pole and South Pole, we understand that these two things are, balance each other out. But when it comes to, dreams and goals, for some reason we want to put this all in one big bowl together. And this is what puts people in a state of paralysis. See, for some reason we can't draw the line between goals and dreams, right? We just make one huge gumbo of it. But you have to draw a line in the sand between the two to understand the two, right? Now, in the recipe, I said meditation is the cousin of sleep. Sleep is the sister of death. And death is the highest level of consciousness, right? See, anytime you're talking about these three things, which is your dream world, anytime you're talking about this, you're talking about fifth dimension, right? So to say that, so to tell someone, or for someone to be pursuing their dreams, it doesn't even make sense. It's actually impossible, because you have to understand, in this fifth dimension, in this dream world, nothing can be pursued. Like, you can only be that it's a constant energy. Think about when you're meditating, right? When you're meditating, your energy is constant. Your thoughts are constant. You aren't in your meditative state pursuing a goal. You are that goal. You can only be in the fifth dimension. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking about your dreams, your dreams is where you are creating. So to go to the creative world and to be in pursuit is to keep a person stagnant for the rest of their lives. Now let me back up a sec, because I know a lot of you haven't seen the recipe. See, a lot of you think that, you're waking up this morning and you're living your day, and in your mind, you're thinking this is the first time you're experiencing this, right? But you have to understand that this world is only a reflection or a replay of your dreams, right? When it comes down to, even me making this video, even you watching this video is a result of the frequency of your dreams. The person in your life, the job you have, the amount of money you make, the freedom you have in life, the people you interact with on a daily basis, everything in your life in this third dimension is a result of the world that you created in your dream world. And see, that's the advantage. That's the advantage, because you have to say, you know what, if what I'm creating on the other side is giving me the results that I'm getting here, then all I have to do is create a new world on the other side. You know what I'm saying? See, when you understand that, you understand there are no barriers in life. Because see, all the barriers you think you have, that you see facing, all you have to do is create a life where it doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys, when you talk about the dream world, you have to draw a line in the sand, and you have to understand what that world is. And again, that world is where everything is created. You know what I'm saying? Now, just to go over these very briefly, guys, when you're talking about meditation, it's important to get the full benefit from your meditation and visualization, right? That you understand that it's a constant, right? That you understand that you are your highest version of yourself while you're visualizing, right? Now, the most important thing, when most people start off, they start off seeing themselves in the third person. In other words, when you're visualizing, you are watching yourself as if you're looking at a movie, right? At some point, that third person has to go to first person. Why is this, right? See, I heard Neville talking about this for years, and I thought it was just something. I said, this is so minor, it can't be that important. And it wasn't until I understood it, and it wasn't until I stepped into that first person, it wasn't until I stepped into it. It's 3 a.m, guys. It wasn't until I stepped into that first person when I understood what Neville was talking about. Now, the reason first person is so important is because that's when emotion gets involved, right? See, if you're just watching something on a movie, you're just a spectator. But if you're looking from the first person, you're experiencing a thing, right? Sometimes I can be meditating and I'll just bust out laughing, man, because what I'm experiencing is so real. And that's when I know my emotion is getting involved. Sometimes I get sad. Sometimes I get, all kinds of emotions. So that's when I know I'm getting tuned in. Now, the thing is, a lot of brothers that have, that talk about this nofap and all this stuff. You see, all this creative energy that they're storing up, this is what they're storing it up for. So they can transfer this energy over to the spiritual world. But if you don't understand how to transmute it, if you're taking all this energy and going to the spiritual world looking in the third person, your energy is just sitting there being unused, guys. So third person to first person is critical. And we talk more about that, of course, in the recipe. Now, when you're talking about sleep, I said sleep is the cousin of meditation or whatever, right? You have to understand this is what the most critical part you need to understand about this part, guys. The last 15-20 minutes before you go to bed, you need to clear your energy. So in other words, if you've been listening to trap music all day, if you've been watching Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood all day, if you've been looking at the hub, the last 15-20 minutes of your life before you go to sleep, you need to sit down beside your bed or wherever you get comfortable at. Cleanse your thoughts. Listen to some cleaner music. Listen to some jazz or some 432 megahertz or something like that, and go into that mindset. That mindset that you go into while you're meditating, you have to be in this mindset before you go to bed. I'm telling you, the last 15-20 minutes before you go to sleep are by far the most important 15-20 minutes of your whole 24-hour day, because this is what you're taking back to the real world. When I talk about the dream world, I'm actually talking about the real world. This is what you're taking back. This is what you're taking back to create this world. See, when you're living life, when you're living, throughout this day, really all we're doing is getting intel and taking data from this world and changing our thoughts to take back to create a new world. So the last 15-20 minutes before you go to sleep, guys, are by far the most important of all 24 hours, because that's what you're taking back to that world. So sit down and meditate. Sit down and be in that energy that you want to be in, and go to that world and create. And of course, death is the highest level of consciousness. Death is when we finally wake up on the other side. Death is when we're finally back, a part of the all or a part of the whole, right? So that's what that is. Now let's talk about goals, right? Now, see, once you pull yourself from that mindset of that goulash of dreams and goals and all that, and once you separate yourself from that, brothers, you'll easily and you clearly understand what you need to do to find success and how you need to do it. Why is this? Why would you now clearly be able to see it? Because see, if you're doing what you need to do on the dream world, then you are becoming, or you have become, this new person. In other words, when you come out of your meditative state, when you wake up from the dream world, you are this person now, because that's what you're creating. So now when you waking up and you're operating in this third dimension, you are that person. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at obstacles, or when you look at goals you're trying to achieve, you're coming from the mindset of a person that's already achieved it. See, really, you reverse engineer. It's all reverse engineered, and I say this all the time. When Neville talked about Winston Churchill, one of my favorite lines from the brother. Winston Churchill said, and don't let me get off topic. Winston Churchill said, when people want to find riches, and I'm paraphrasing, he said when people want to find riches, he said they think that once they get riches, then they'll have this happiness and this feeling associated with it. He said what they don't understand is once they get this feeling associated with it, riches will come find them. See, you have to understand that in this third dimension, everything is backwards. Even the way they teach us how to get success everything is in reverse, right? So in other words, you have to be a thing, dream world, to get a thing, third dimension. Now, what you need to understand is that when you're talking about your goals, now is when we're talking about the pursuit of, right? Now you have to understand that you are this person, like your mindset is already at the end goal, but now you're letting this third dimensional world catch up with your thoughts, catch up with your manifestation. So that's where the pursuit comes in. That's what it means when it says faith without works is dead. In a nutshell, what that's saying is, creating this world on the real side, and not moving in that direction in the third dimension, it's dead. Like there's no progress associated with that. In other words, if you're creating this person on the other side, you have to be that on this side, or it can't exist. It's non-existent, right? It's dead, right? So when you're talking about pursuit, it has to be of your goals. Now, the pursuit of your goals is simply movement. In other words, if a brother wants to start a business, if a man wants to open a barber shop, right? And he has no idea of this process, he's stagnant. If a man wants to open a barber shop, he needs to be driving around town looking at buildings. He needs to be, getting a price on equipment. He needs to be looking at, what it's going to take to be marketing. This is movement. This is works. This is pursuit of, guys. And I'm telling you, a lot of people that are pursuing their dreams, they aren't doing this because they're in this state of paralysis. They don't know which way to go. They haven't drawn a line in the sand. Movement towards your end goals is all you have to do, guys. And say you I don't have any money. My money is low. It's the pursuit of it. The more you step toward that end goal, the more God, the more the universe, the more whatever you call that thing, that energy will provide for you and give you downloads on how to move. I'm telling you, but I've seen it so many times in my life now. Nobody can tell me different. You have to act as if. In other words, you have to move. Even when you can't see that end goal being present, you have to move as if it's already done. And it will be. In a nutshell, brothers, you have to understand that when it comes to dreams and goals, we have to put these on opposite ends to understand them. We have to draw a line in the sand to get the full benefit of both channels, right? And the reason I know this is because, man, for years, I'm telling you, man, I made a vision board. I want to say it was 2009, maybe 2010, right? And on this vision board, I had a picture of Dubai, downtown Dubai. I had a picture of a white Mercedes-Benz CLS 550, the exact one that I ended up getting in time. And then I had a picture of a check. I wanted to get my income to $20K a month, right? Now those things sit on my vision board, brother, for years. To the point where these things started collecting dust. To the point where I'm almost sure these pictures started fading a little bit. Because I didn't understand how to manifest these things. See, during this time, I was pursuing my dreams, right? And it kept me in a state of paralysis, because in my mind, pursuing my dreams was just to have a thought of. You know, it was the conversation at the barbershop. It was a conversation about what I was gonna do one day. You know, when I was, drinking cold beers with the boys. You know, it was just convo, because I was pursuing something that I couldn't pursue. I was in paralysis. You know what I'm saying? But once I drew that line in the sand, once I understood the two, once I started creating my world in this dream state, in this real world, once I started acting as if and start pursuing my end goals in this third dimension, brother, life changed instantly. Life changed instantly. And I'm telling you, man, until you understand this, life is boring. Say you think it's normal. I thought it was normal to get up and go, 9 to 5 and pay taxes and join a religion, join a political party and die. This is not living, guys. When you understand how to create and how to manifest in this world, the moment you learn that is the moment you first start living, guys. So I'm telling you this. Draw a line in the sand. Understand the dream world. Understand how to pursue your goals. And on God, after that, your life will never be the same. I said meditation is the cousin of sleep. Sleep is the sister of death. And death is the highest level of consciousness. Now, if this is true, then what does it say about the place that we'll be returning to one day? It says that we're still there. If that's going to be our highest level of consciousness, that must mean that we're still there.